Wasting Tomorrow, episode 8. 8.
That's it, yeah, yeah.
8.
Number
episode
8.
8. My name is Paul.
And I am Ryan.
I'm Gavin behind the mic, behind the camera.
The man behind the mic, behind the camera.
Put that mic a wee bit closer to your face.
Don't
Just
start
put it closer
don't
to your
start
face.
with me already.
Even put yours closer to your face there as well, Paul.
Okay.
I'm just looking at, because I have the
Whatever you
I
say,
have
boss.
the things down behind 5, so it's a bit lower down to see.
All right. It's a great
Right.
start.
That's it.
That's it. Really interesting way to start it off.
That's
Right,
it,
straight into it. I've been waiting to say this all evening
Can't wait.
because I said it to you during the week. So
Wow.
you're already prompted to it. Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh, God.
I don't know if you'll know these people, but
Obviously
I know
not.
these people. And I will put up probably not
reference.
photos, but something to illustrate these people.
All right.
Fuck, marry, kill. It's not appropriate for me to play because I'm married, and it's not appropriate for Gavin to play because he's married. You're single. So you have excuses.
No. Why do I? No. Because this is a theoretical.
marry, kill.
This is a theoretical game, so you have to play this just as much as I did. And besides, I already told you my choices.
No, we'll hear them.
Oh
all.
no.
Right. So,
You're good.
so the fuck, marry, kill for Ryan. You know what fuck, marry, kill is, yeah?
I've fucking no idea what you are talking about.
You have no idea. Fuck,
Maury
marry,
kill?
Fuck, marry, like get married.
Yeah.
3 things.
Oh, fuck,
Or
Maury kill.
Yeah.
All right.
What did you think I was saying?
I'd like, who's Maury kill?
Thought that was just some weird bitch's name.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Mary Kill.
It's not like that Maury.
So like that bitch who was named Pepsi Marijuana. Shout out to that chick. I want to meet her. Your
Yeah.
parents fucking. I don't know whether I admire them more than I can say or fucking feel sorry for you, but like I literally don't know either which one of those it is. Like it fluctuates.
So
Like
Maury,
literally.
there's a Maury Carroll, or there's a fucking thing. I don't know what the fuck I'm on about. But
I
it's
know what you're talking about.
that
Just
stupid
you've
thing.
really,
Yeah, but whatever. Gone
You've
ahead.
really wrecked that whole train.
Who gives a fuck? What are you on about? Paul?
Right. So the 3 people he has to pick from are former WWE
Yes.
superstar,
Deceased as well.
is now sadly deceased. China,
Oh, aye. I
remember
mean, her,
China?
yeah.
current Bellator fighter, hasn't fought in Bellator yet, but she's former UFC champion, Chris Cyborg,
Yeah, good choice.
and current like rising fighter, and
He's loving this.
Because we already had this conversation,
right.
so I know what I'm going to say.
and through Wonder Woman, Gabby Garcia.
I don't know her yet, but
Yeah,
I'm sure she's.
So that's Ryan's choice for fuck, marry, or kill.
Is it not all 3? Fuck, Maury, and kill.
No,
Which ones do you choose?
Well, I-
There's 3 people, so you get 1 person for each of those choices.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I just said it that way because you thought I said Marie Curie originally.
Yeah, but I thought you. No, it don't matter. Go ahead.
So what's your answer?
All right. Well, like as I said to you there the other night, whenever you posed
I remember
me
the first one. I don't remember.
the other 2.
Yeah, I don't-
what my reasonings were. Oh, maybe you told me to stop because you wanted to hear it.
Maybe.
now. Right. Well, number 1. Out of those 3, there's one that I'm not touching because Gabby Garcia's getting killed. That's it. Straight off the bat. That's not even a question.
Why?
I don't know, I need to look this up. So I
Why?
got
Because she's probably literally twice the size of me. Like,
gonna look after you, man.
she's fucking maybe 6 foot something. She's as wide as she is fucking tall. She's got more muscles probably in her arms and upper body than I have in my whole fucking body.
What's her name again?
Gabby
Gabby.
Garcia.
Keep talking.
So she's straight take her off the board straight away. That's not even non-negotiable.
Just because she's big. That's it.
She's like, hold on. None of these women
Does she
are.
not make you feel safe?
No, not at all. And like, I am not a 10 out of 10 by any means, but like, none of these women are what you would call attractive.
Yeah.
So the second one would be, what do I have to kill one, marry one, fuck one, right? Just to get it out of the way even though I don't know how I would do it, is I'd probably I'd fuck Cyborg just because that would be
Yes.
one and done, and I'd never have to do it again because
That's forever, man.
no, it's not. But no, because then there's
Cyborg
but there's
on me.
logic. Hang on, man. You wanted to hear my thing, so shut the fuck up and let me talk.
Whoa, chill the fuck out. Go, sorry.
All right. So then I would marry China because out of the three of those chicks, she is the most feminine out of them all. And that's fucking saying something.
Yeah.
What, he looking at me like that? Out of the man mountain that Gabby Garcia is, right? Cyborg, who's just like, I don't even need to say anything, right? And then China, at least she's sort of resembling a female. Like if I was gonna have to be stuck with one of them for the rest of my days, like
She's in Hulk makeup though from the porno that she did.
I've seen that. It's fucking weird looking. It's fucking weird, man. Right? Number one, because whenever they do porno parodies of things and they paint people colors, right? No matter how much body paint they apply to the porn actors, the bits that are, in the general area of the fucking get worn away. So they're like, these people will be bright green, bright pink, bright green, or bright blue. And then all of a sudden, there's just this big flesh colored stuff where they're going back and forth at each other, and it's number one. It's weird watching porno parodies. Anyway, it's comical, but I don't know.
Okay.
All right, so
So you'd fuck Cyborg?
it wouldn't be a choice. Like it'd be like I'd probably
She'd fuck you.
Yeah, it'd be weird. I'd probably need Viagra.
Fudge man, no.
What it would be like, man. Just be.
Make you
I love how you
care.
used to are just like, oh no, I don't have to answer this question because I'm married.
It's disrespectful to her
That's
wives.
It's
right.
disrespectful to
Very
your wives.
disrespectful.
No.
My wife listens to this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. The only reason why you're not answering it and you're not answering it is because both your wives will listen to this, and no matter what you say, both of them is going to give you shit. So you're
No,
just
I don't think so.
yeah.
Whenever they see the three perspective
No,
women.
because they're still going to be annoyed about it that you even thought about it, because that's the way women are. And I love how you are both being like, oh no. But if like the camera wasn't on, be a very different reaction from both of these boys. Let me tell you.
Do you hear that?
Gauntlet thrown down. If you're gonna fucking put me on blast
There
on
you
the
go, Paul.
spot,
There you go.
Oh,
Normally, I would be
No.
incredibly sexist at this point, but I would give them a bit more credit because we did marry them. So out of the sea of
100%.
women, I think most women would. But I
you're
don't think
answering a
necessarily-
theoretical question, so you know what I mean. It's like fucking, they shouldn't get annoyed at you for doing that. And I know both of your wives. It's not like they're strangers. They're both normal, well-rounded people.
I don't think they're going to feel threatened by China, Chris Cyborg,
100%.
or Gabby
100%.
Garcia.
They should not feel threatened by any
Yeah.
of these people.
Do you want to play? Do you want to play? Do you know who they are?
But Gavin doesn't even know who they are. They're fucking
I looked up
innocent.
Gabby Garcia,
Fine specimen of a woman.
but I had to put in fighter after because who had brought up the first time was not who had brought up when you put in fighter. So
Why he did bring
I
up
was
the first
wondering,
time?
like,
Like a
bring it
tennis
up.
player or something? That sounds like a tennis player name.
Tennis player name?
Gabby Garcia.
Well, all I can do is show pictures like.
Well, I'd
no
marry
idea.
her far quicker. I wouldn't be killing her.
Yeah.
She's definitely not.
But I was thinking,
not
what is she?
unattractive.
Before you said she was big, I was thinking, is she transsexual or something? Like, and I was wondering what the problem was.
No, not as far as I know.
She looks like I said, the dude from Type O Negative, Peter Steele.
She really does.
Yeah.
Then we watched a YouTube video of him, and she really looks like him. It's frightening.
Do you remember Type O Negative?
I don't know what you're on about.
Like a metal
Dude,
band?
if he doesn't know who
I know what.
Christopher Walken
When you say
was.
that is, I'm thinking type O negative, the blood type.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah, it
just
was a
blood
band.
type.
Like they were
Yeah.
like a big metal band
All
at the
right.
time, yeah.
My music is not very good, but
Like he's big enough to have been a guest on Howard Stern several times.
Type O Negative were a big band. Yeah, but it's just like, they were a metal band and a somewhat industrial metal band. Do you know what I mean, man? It's not
Yeah.
exactly they were a fucking, mainstream pop fucking, I guarantee you, like, Gavin might have heard about fucking them before once or twice, but fucking, you'd hear about the band more than you'd hear about, you'd know any of their songs or anything. Like I only pretty much know them for being on movie soundtracks.
Were they on The Crow?
I think they were. I could be wrong about that, but I think they were
Seems
on
entirely appropriate.
Oh, that's what I mean. It's just like if they weren't on The Crow, they were on another movie that I had the soundtrack to for definite because
they did. Well, they had a feud with Pantera at a stage. They were on tour or something together, or doing the festival.
I think we brought up the playlist of The Crow one time before, did we not?
The Crow.
Might have been a different movie.
You told David hadn't seen The Crow.
David hadn't seen The Crow. I don't think he definitely. Before I forget, got a fucking notification on Netflix there the other day. Guess what has dropped? The greatest movie of all time. For those who don't know, Bloodsport. It's the greatest movie of all time. But it's just you can have your opinions, but you're fucking wrong. And I define anyone to say otherwise. Paul, you're pretty much with me.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
It's a great movie.
I downloaded it. Still haven't watched it.
I can't believe you never have seen
What did you watch?
What? Yeah.
I probably would have seen it.
But it's like, how have you... You're the same age as us.
Yeah.
Like, how have you not seen Bloodsport?
I probably have seen it.
But how have you... Even if you've seen it, you don't remember it.
Have you seen movies that you've forgotten?
Yes, but like Bloodsport... Like, I seen Bloodsport whenever I was a kid, man. Yeah. And it's like... I never forgot it. It's fucking... Whenever you've seen it, you're just like... This shit is amazing. Like, is like whenever first time you seen Indiana Jones or like fucking, Star Wars or one of those type of fucking things. It's like Bloodsport was the fucking martial arts karate action movie that fucking I grew up fucking thinking that was what things were.
Yeah, I get that. I seen the Irishman this week. If you were, I would forget quite a lot of it already. Like it's. I don't know.
Again, man, if someone has never seen Bloodsport and sits down now in their mid-30s to watch it, they're going to think it's horrible because it's made in the early 80s. Yeah. The acting in it is shit. The story in it's preposterous.
Then why is it the best movie ever?
Because you've seen it as a kid and Jean-Claude Van Damme comes out of it fucking kicking ass left, right, and center, taking names, and fucking... all you have to do is say Kumite and people will start fucking going Kumite, Kumite, Kumite. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. It's weird, like see those like memories you have buried away of those movies you've not seen from being a kid. I watched a video. I haven't seen all of it. Some guy on YouTube, and I'm sure there's tons of them, but made a replica of a video store in his basement. So it's like walking into or Frankie's.
Really?
Size of this room, maybe bigger, and it's just like a video store, like old school, like ceiling to floor, fucking
cassettes.
All the cassettes. I think some DVDs, games mixed in. Has at the end of the aisles there's some merchandise and like sweets, like sours and fucking all these different. That's amazing. There's like a setup of a TV showing whatever old wrestling was on, and then he starts showing you all the like VHS and stuff, and everything's catalogued how you would want it. Like so, it's like all the horror movies are together, and starts showing them all. And then there's like a Vincent Price section, sci-fi aquatic. Or aquatic horror, that's what it was. So it was all those like from beneath and Jaws and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, whenever you see the covers of certain movies, like I saw the cover, What About Bob?
Yeah.
That's a movie like I remember I rented out and I watched fucking numerous times because I thought it was so funny.
What About Bob?
Yeah, What About Bob? It was Bill Murray. He was fucking awesome in it. And Richard Dreyfuss is fucking great in it too.
Just as the dad who's just had enough of him, just wants him to fucking just leave him and the family alone.
Exactly, yeah. Now the family end up so they love Bob more than they love fucking Richard Dreyfuss. Like they don't make movies like that anymore.
It's like, do you know what About Bob? Do you know the episode of The Simpsons? My sister was talking about it the other day, where you know that episode where, like Frank Grimes goes to the comes to the power plant and can't believe, you know, Homer and how lucky he is. Basically,
Yeah.
it's like what about Bob? Does like, you know, similar idea?
It is actually, yeah.
Yeah, like that episode. Whenever I watch it, it always reminds me of that movie.
What about Bob?
What about our Bob? Bob. Do you remember what his tagline used to be back in the day?
What?
Skins and dope. Skins and dope. I was thinking about that the other day, man, where for some reason, I don't know, man, I was thinking about us living in that fucking shithole at the bottom of Cromwell Road with Bob that first time, and whatever I was doing, the thought of Bob just sitting there like in my room coming home from work in his fucking dirty clothes, and he would walk into the room and we'd all be there and he'd just be like, "Here, boys, somebody gives us skins and dope." And then he would just whip out the fucking, he probably, what did he smoke, Regal or something like that, man? Like real smelly fucking fags as well.
Yeah.
He'd be sitting there fucking do you remember whenever he got the new car and none of us would go outside to look at it because we had all seen it already, and he was all impressed with it?
The purple Ibiza?
No, man, it was the time he got rid of the purple Ibiza and he got like a red like Vauxhall Astra, but we all knew that he got it because like we all seen it sitting outside the house because it was. Right. Then Bob was like, "Oh, here, I got a new car. You want to come out and see it?" And we were just like, "Oh, we already seen it whenever we were coming in there." And he was just, I remember him being fucking raging because none of us would give a fuck about his car. It was just such an upgrade from the purple Ibiza.
Oh, what a ball of shit that was.
Man, that thing was hard to drive too. Like,
oh yeah, I had to drive it one time.
I had to drive it several times. Again, I was thinking about, I can't remember why, man, but it must have been because we were talking about him in that like FIFAs or like the ISS Pros or the PES or whatever it was of you making the teams of him. But sure, there was times where we'd be driving up the road and he'd have been smoking joints and like he'd be like, "Here, I'm too stoned. Can one of you drive?" And I remember on more than one occasion, man, him pulling over and me having to drive that fucking purple Ibiza the rest of the way up the fucking road, like.
Yeah. Go up to Pigeon Top.
Beep.
We'll have to beat that shit out.
Do you remember whenever we drove to Dublin that time to stay with your sister?
For Witness or something?
For Witness or Oxygen, and he was like flying down the road at 100 mile an hour, just fucking smoking weed, and they're just like, "Please don't, number one, the car fall apart, and like, please just let me survive this journey." Like, fucking lunatic.
Now he's a professional gambler.
Yeah, he's laughing at us all, isn't he? Says
is he a pro, like, or what's it correctly?
I don't know, man. Last time we were talking to him, that was what his fucking deal was, that he was a pro gambler, but I don't know what the fuck he does now. He could be doing that. He could be going back to doing
like, what do you mean pro? Like, is he like fucking...
Like, he doesn't have a job. He makes his money from
gambling. I think the last time...
Poker stars, or is it like...
Yeah,
playing
cards.
Yeah. But is it like in the local
online
hall or something?
All online, yeah.
You invited him to your wedding. Were you not talking to him?
Yeah.
You know what it's like at a wedding. Like, you don't really get talking much. Like,
I get talking to plenty of people at a wedding. It's not me getting married.
I think I talked to plenty of people.
But you don't remember it. Like.
The majority of your wedding,
you get talking, but you don't get talking. Like.
But like the majority of your wedding, me and him spent. Well, you were drinking. I drove. So like I smoked a few joints, like, but fucking the majority of your wedding, we just fucking hung out with each other and maybe like G and a few other people. Just random.
Give Bob shit.
Give Bob a lot of shit because we hadn't seen him in years. So there was years worth of abuse and fucking bullshit to give to him. He took it quite well, considering like, well, like realistically, what the fuck's he gonna do? Not in a bad way, but like, you know, he's just like, you know, even whenever he gives you shit back, you're like, Bob, he's not the most snappy, he's not the most quick fire, you know. If he was giving you abuse, you just sort of like, "Yeah, Bob, sure." And then, well, your wedding, spent the majority of it outside drinking with you.
Yeah.
Because we just were outside in the smoking section for fucking, I'd say, a good half of your wedding, man.
4 in the morning, I'd say.
It was fucking late. Like,
it was good. Like.
It was good.
Yeah, had a good time.
It was
I
good
was
times.
so fucking Jesus. You looked as bad as I fucking felt the next day too. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I was bad. Yeah, I had to drink the next day as well.
Yeah. Where did you?
Dude, I woke up, right, and I was fucked up, like. So I went down, grabbed breakfast. I'm not close enough. Grabbed breakfast and was praying that I didn't run into someone, like even news, so I didn't
have to talk or
didn't
have any
to talk,
interaction.
'cause
I don't
I'm
blame
weird
you.
enough, even like when I'm sober, like, but when I'm hungover, man, it's too weird, like. I forgot I didn't bring shoes or a spare pair of shoes, so I was wearing like sort of what I'm wearing now.
And dressy shoes?
With black shoes.
Nice, man.
So
Well
I look
done.
like a fucking gypsy, like.
Well, fucking, I woke up and was fucked, man. I threw up at least twice before I left the hotel room. And then, like, I didn't know how I was getting home. I got a lift down in the fucking limo because I was part of the fucking
Fuck,
party.
dude, we could have give you a lift, like.
But man, I was still fucking drunk. Like,
Yeah.
I was literally staggering down the hallway, and Michelle fucking had your door open and was actually like, because I think she was looking, you would text me, and I had finally got out of bed at some point, and I had fallen asleep after vomiting and shit like that. But like, I went into your room because you happened to be not too far down the hall from me, but I didn't even know it. And then, like, you were there in your bathrobe trying to eat breakfast.
What was it?
Oh, dude, he's as pale as that fucking wall. Like he looked horrible. And I'm sure looked not much better, but I wasn't looking at myself, like, and I felt horrendous. Like, I went down and got those envelopes out of the safe, and then I think I fucking went out, fell asleep again, and then you text me and told me your mom and dad were going up the road and could give me a lift, and like I told you what I was like in the back of that car. I haven't seen your parents before since then. I'm fucking embarrassed about it, like.
No, you just fell asleep.
I was legit gonna throw up, and I had to swallow it because I wasn't gonna tell your old man to pull over on the
So you
side
got
of the road.
You got a lift back.
Man, his mum and dad gave me a lift back up the road, and I got into the car, and like we were 5 minutes out of that village, and I was sweating my bollocks off. I was hanging that
Why
much.
didn't you just say, like?
Because it literally came on me that quick that I couldn't even have said to his old man, pull over. His old man couldn't have gotten the car physically pulled over in time for me to not like just go bleh. So I was just like and threw up in my mouth, swallowed it again, and then was just like and I had to talk to your parents for like 5 minutes and then passed out, man. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was great that your parents gave me a lift, and I literally woke up when your old man was like crying, you're home, and I looked up and I was at my house, and I was just like, thank you.
The morning after my wedding, there was like a bath. Like, it was kind of like one of these 2 people baths, but it's like a sports seat or something, like jacuzzi type thing. Mm-hmm. I just got in that for about 2 hours, like.
Did Elaine drive up the road?
Jacuzzi on, like.
But
Didn't
you had your
go
car
downstairs to anybody or not, like.
You said your car,
Looked
but
at,
like,
nursed myself, like.
I
Yeah,
bet you
yeah, we
drove
had a
down.
car, yeah,
Fuck,
yeah,
I
yeah.
had to wish I had known that, man, because like I felt that bad that I thought I had slept in past checkout time and that they were going to charge me again for the room, and I was like, I do not give a fuck. I feel that bad that I'll pay for this hotel room again, just and like call my dad to come down and pick me up tomorrow. I was like, honestly, dude, I didn't give a fuck. Like, that's how hanging I was.
I'd be shitting it though, like, see, after weddings, like, you're still drunk, like, because you are up late drinking, and then you have to drive. If you're a cop, like, and you want to catch drunk drivers, that's where you park, right outside a hotel. Every weekend, like.
That's what they do. You know?
Yeah, it's a prime spot.
It's a contract, like, but you know,
it's great whenever there's actual crimes to solve.
Yeah, instead of having to put up checkpoints to
Let's
check up
just-
hungover people.
Let's just harass tax-paying people out to have fun at a wedding.
Yeah.
You know, let's just ruin their fucking day or weekend
I'd say
instead
they
of going
do.
out and fucking catching some fucking criminals.
They do it themselves. Like, I'm sure they go to fucking weddings and fucking, of course they fucking drink, and then they
course
drive
they
the
do.
fucking next day. So,
of course they do.
Yeah.
but like, you know, you're fucking dodgy that next day driving.
Normally, what hotels will do now, they've got a WhatsApp group for the hotels,
like, right?
and whenever they're changing shift, they know that there'll not be cops there for a certain period of time, and they'll just tell the guests, yeah, it's like now's the time to go if you want
Fuck.
to go.
Oh, really?
So yeah, because the hotels are sick of it too. Because it comes back to them that the police are sitting outside waiting
So
and
this-
harassing their guests.
That is a thing then.
Yeah.
I never knew it because it was in my head. It was
Oh,
at
yeah,
your
no,
wedding
I-
going, fuck man, like,
Well, no, I don't know if it happens there, but I know down in Sligo, it's a big thing.
yeah.
They're always waiting about there. Because there's a couple weddings there, and we were told wait until this time,
Right.
and then going up the road.
Never knew that.
Um,
Pardon me.
But yeah,
Big
it's
bad.
just I can understand the theory behind it, but
Yeah, but they got fuck all else to do. Is that all you have to
it's
do?
just to get money. It's just to get quotas. It's just people paying fines. That's all it is.
But that ruin, like if you're caught now speeding or drink driving, that you lose your license right away.
Down south, there's zero
Yeah.
tolerance.
So like,
Same in
say if that's your livelihood, say you're a taxi driver, like you're
Yeah.
destroying a family's life there, like just
But
because
then,
he's
man,
hungover.
at the same
fucking-
time, if you're a taxi driver, fucking, you shouldn't be. If you know
Like,
that
but
it's
like-
that much of a risk,
Yeah, but like everybody does it. When you go to a wedding and you drive to the wedding, you park at
do
the
and you
hotel.
don't, man. Not everybody. See, that's the problem. It's just like, again, I'm not condoning it one way or the other because I've done it myself. But it's just like, you don't need to maybe drink that much that you're still fucked at 2:00 in the
But
afternoon.
you're not going to stop yourself, like you're.
But that's what I mean. But
What,
that's
you're going to be
that's
like,
life over here, man.
another pint there, Jamesy? No, I have to drive in the morning.
But that's what
You'd
I
be
mean,
like,
man. It's like says
What the
fucking
fuck? What the fuck's wrong with you?
yeah, says no one over here ever. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But that's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. But it's like that's just the way things are here. Where
Yeah.
like you know yourself, man. It's like in the States, you fucking go and like people will go out. They'll go somewhere. They'll have dinner and they might have 2 beers and then they'll wait a couple hours and not drink anymore and then drive home. And technically, they're not over the limit. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
there's not people drinking themselves till stupid o'clock in the morning, and
Americans love to drink and drive.
they love drinking,
They
and,
love
driving.
drinking and driving,
They
man.
fucking drink and drive.
You see that in fucking
everywhere,
movies,
man.
like they drive to
Yeah.
the pub, like
Yeah. But again, man, it's not like us driving to the pub, which is different
why?
because they don't have a. We like over here, people drink and they drink like whenever people go out on a fucking Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's
Yeah.
like most people, even if they say they're just going out for a few drinks, they're not. Like
No, of
they're
course
going
not.
out and they're going to drink until number one, they're drunk.
And what are the Americans doing? I get that. Yeah, what they're
Most
going out and
Americans
having one
don't do
beer.
that, man. They drink like 2-3 beers and then that's it. They'll not drink and they'll drink those beers over the course of the night. They're not going to be like your average American.
Is that? Do we have a problem? Like
No, we don't have a problem. It's just different ways of. It's just different. I'm not saying that Americans don't go out and drink their ass off and get drunk,
Yeah.
but it's like your average American.
you are American, though. Like so
Yeah, so there you go.
That's what I'm asking you, really. Like,
But I'm
that's what's
saying
happening.
it's just like your average American, right? That just even that just drank normally in America.
You don't drink much now, anyway, though. do you?
No, but your average American that just drinks normally in America.
What do you drink, though? Like
Fucking hell! Would you let me talk?
Bud Light.
All right, I'm just not going to talk.
What
about
is your?
it, man.
Sorry,
Like,
go.
I've completely lost interest in speaking about that now.
What
I
did you
didn't
do
mean
for
to know you.
Thanksgiving?
I went over to Kira's house.
Sorry.
I went over to
Did
Kira's house.
Thanksgiving,
David cooked dinner.
Watch the foosball.
No, fuck. No, he did watch, but he
course
didn't
he did,
watch.
yeah.
No, but he wasn't watching American football. He was watching
Oh, soccer.
soccer. of
Soccer.
some description.
That's what we should just call it, soccer. It's fucking. What do they say? It's for tramps and
Tramps and thieves.
tramps and thieves. Soccer's for tramps and thieves. I don't want to alienate anyone that likes soccer, like.
But I wouldn't say I like it, like, but well, I do. I watch it, like, so fucking.
Do you know what really irritates me now? But all you see these ads, like, because I had the boxing on last night.
Yeah.
So you'll see the ads for football in the commercial breaks, and they've all these players like running up to the camera, and you're going like, shh, and all this, and like kissing the badge.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
and it's sickening.
Yeah.
These fuckwits don't know
Yeah.
anything about the club that they're playing for, and they're running up to some camera for fucking
Yeah.
Sky Sports or BT Sport,
Yeah.
and going shh, all this. Like, who
Yeah.
are they saying that to? Or
It's like, well, can they
come
not
on,
hear the
yeah,
crowd?
It's a camera. What do
Yeah.
they know? What do they expect?
Camera doesn't talk back to them. Yeah. Well, they're just like, oh yeah, shush, can you hear I'm the greatest? Or no one can talk.
Yeah.
Fucking.
And they're getting paid 20 grand a week.
Fuck.
Fucking do what?
Well, it's like, well, like the likes of people like that fucking Shrek motherfucker Wayne Rooney, right? No, because it's like people fucking bum and blow about him and this, that, and the other thing.
Genius.
Like, he's a fucking. He looks like he's Shrek, as many people have said before. But it's like, look,
and what's wrong with Shrek though?
Gavin, can you please stop interrupting me?
I only wind you open. Go on, go ahead.
It's just like fucking like that guy, man. He should legit wake up every single day, fall down on his knees, and thank God that he can play football. Because that cunt would be lucky to be working on a building site as a labourer. He is a fucking idiot. All right? He looks like an idiot. He talks like an idiot. He can play football. Right? That chick that he's married to, she's a gold digging bitch too. Right? She's been with him since she's like what? Whatever. Him and her have been together since they've been teenagers. Right? And that kid's been is signed up as Everton youth thing since he could fucking play fucking football, right?
Yeah.
Her fucking family have told her, no matter what he does, you stick with him because he is your golden ticket. And she is stuck with him through banging granny prostitutes multiple times, getting caught doing all sorts of stupid dumb shit. Because why? Because she sits on her fucking hole and gets millions.
It's pretty harsh on her, like.
What
what
have I just said is any way wrong?
I know.
Not one thing is up for dispute here that I've just said, apart from my theory about her family telling her to stick with him. The guy, that's her golden ticket. But everything else, that's a fucking fact. So, you know.
Yeah. She just waits out his earning potentials. Like now he's going to retire.
Oh no, it's like now
gonna peak.
He's done with his football now, and she's stuck with him for long enough that she has her own legit sort of media presence or whatever, social media. Like she's a name into herself. So now she's got kids off him, she's got money, and she's got fame off him.
But what about?
Right? So she can legit get divorced off him, and she doesn't give a fuck. She is going to be fine for the rest of her days. Even if they get divorced, she'll get a massive amount of fucking money from him.
McGregor and D. How's D sticking or putting up with his
shit?
Yeah,
literally, maybe not to the same extent of Wayne Rooney and everything else, but you know, pretty much the same thing. It's like it's like how many times have you heard about footballers and famous athletes, movie stars and stuff like that, where it's tolerated, their behavior's tolerated by their wives or partners or stuff because they're like, look, this person is rich and famous, and to be honest, they're getting money or whatever thrown at them left, right, and center. So it's only a matter of time before they break. Now you can be like, right, this person still loves me, and probably, you know, we still have our thing, but as long as they don't rub it in my face, you know, it's gonna get a free pass. Like I heard the story, like one of my mates told me about, there was some Premiership footballer, I can't remember exactly who it was, but his missus came home, found him bucking his mistress in their bed, went downstairs, made dinner, the mistress left, he come down, sits down and eats his dinner, and they just continue on like nothing's happened, because she's just like, well, I know this goes on, you know, I don't have a job, I don't do anything, this is you know, this is the way things are, and that's fucking case, man. That happens.
Oh yeah, that's always happened.
That's always the way it is. You know, it's like
throughout time, it's always happened. Kings have their concubines. And
well, sure, it's like, what is that French politician or somebody like that got the media were like in this country or somebody else were crucifying him for having a mistress, and the French were like, that's what famous men or powerful men do.
No, they're like, that's just what French men do.
That's what French men do. Not even fucking famous powerful men. They're just like, that's what French men do. They have a wife and they have a mistress. That's just the way.
We've said that before, have we?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd said that too. The French were pretty much like, that's what we expect red-blooded French men to do. What's the problem?
Yeah, the women would think there's something wrong if it wasn't. We're
French-
generalizing that quite a lot.
Yeah,
like,
we're
but
generalizing quite a
public in
bit here.
general. They expect it. It's expected in their culture. It's
Yeah.
just a thing.
What if we're completely wrong?
What do you
In
mean?
what way?
Like, I know we're generalizing, but what if that's not the case? Where did you hear that?
Well, this was what was reported at the time. Like it was more of a scandal here
Yeah.
in the press, and they would talk to French people. And whenever I was watching the news, they talked to French people in the street, and they just shrugged their shoulders like, "What? It's maybe an issue in Britain, but in France, no. This normal. It's just
Yeah,
what
it's
happens."
normal behavior.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that the women that were just like, no, they were laughing. They're like, it's pretty much you know if you get married that your husband will mess around. That's like women in France pretty much know that.
Oh, sure. Sorry for interrupting.
The waves are going to love this episode.
Well, we're not French.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
French.
I
I'm
wanna
sure
know.
it's like how many like movies like Casino or Goodfellas or like even TV shows like The Sopranos in certain cultures where they know
Guma.
that they're gonna have a girlfriend on the side, like that's just part of the game,
Oh yeah, Gumas. Just like tolerated. It's pretty much. I don't think it's enjoyed. I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, but it's like that's part of the fucking game.
What was the name of the Irishman? What is his real name? The real character?
Frank Sheeran.
Frank Sheeran. Aye.
Yeah.
Can't talk about it because Ryan hasn't seen it yet. But
Frank Sheeran, Jimmy Hoffa, and Joe Pesci's character. I can't actually remember his name. B something begin with B.
which one? Which one are you about?
Joe Pesci,
Oh fuck!
Benny.
You're right, dude.
Is
My
it,
memory's
something
fucking.
begin with B. I think. Do you remember his name?
I haven't
No?
seen. I haven't. No, I can't remember. Again, I've only seen.
We
about
still can't
45
talk about
minutes
it
of
until you've
Yeah.
until you've seen all.
Why?
of it.
Why did you
Yeah.
not watch it this week, dude? You just didn't have time.
Every night I come home
You've been
from
working.
work at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not
3.5
really,
hours,
yeah, it's not really the time to watch a 3.5 hour movie. So I tried to watch it in like 2 sittings, but I only got about an hour through it. So I have to sit down and watch it again, or not again, but watch the rest of it.
You
So
did watch an hour of it.
yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. But again, I can't really remember apart from big certain things in it. So I sort of really need to give it another go.
Yeah.
Because starting to try that with sort of movie, like something heavy, like not even heavy, but something that you need to pay attention and there's a heavy story. It's fucking, again, starting that late at night's not the best idea.
Yeah.
When you know you're not going to stick with it.
You were able to watch it in one sitting, Paul.
Yeah, but yeah, we paused it
Oh,
partway
yeah,
through
yeah,
for
yeah,
like smoke break and yeah, pretty much started at like 7:30. It was over just before midnight.
Yeah. That's
So
good sitting.
yeah, Michelle had read the book.
Oh fuck! Right.
I Hear You Paint Houses, and I think even she had said that they were drawing it out somewhat. There was certain parts that didn't really need to be there.
Right. Aye.
And that's the impression I got. I can't say much more, but other than that, like Scorsese loves the material probably more than what the audience would love it.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. But
Yeah.
it's enjoyable. It's weird seeing it on Netflix.
Yeah.
I actually seen someone put on Twitter today. Yeah, they're watching The Irishman in the way that Scorsese had intended, and they're on a motorbike in a tunnel. I assume somewhere Tokyo. They've got an iPhone attached to the front of the bike, and they're like driving through the tunnel watching The Irishman while they're fucking,
That's some fucked up shit. Eh?
like nighttime. Yeah, it's just, I'm sure completely illegal. Like to fucking watch a movie while you're
On your motorbike while you're speeding through a tunnel.
going through a tunnel in Tokyo.
The way he intended.
Yeah.
Marks out of 10. What would you give it? Like? Doesn't give anything way down.
No, it does, because it taints how he watches the rest of the movie. If I give it a high mark or a
Yeah.
low mark, then it
Then my
means he'll watch the
expectations are high or
movie.
low.
Like
Yeah.
if I was to say, for example, 4, Ryan's going to watch that movie pessimistic and be like,
You don't want to influence him.
yeah. And if I was turning and say like an 8 or a 8.5, then he's like, all right, it must be something really So yeah, I don't want to say.
Yeah.
But the fact I've said what I've said already, I think that already.
I'll say, like,
he's not. You'll say, don't say it because you don't want to ruin his fucking.
No,
experience.
really. He doesn't give a fuck.
I do. I want to
Alright,
watch it
okay,
properly, so
okay.
don't be saying. That's why
right.
we started.
You
Not
can tell me
talking about
spoilers about anything if you want.
Eh?
You can tell me spoilers about anything. Doesn't bother me.
No.
I'm trying to think if there's any spoiler in anything that someone could say to me that would ruin my experience. Is there a spoiler someone could say to you about movies, like Star Wars or something? Like who Rey is?
it. No, see, because it's like I like knowing it because right. I like knowing a certain amount of what's going to happen in the movie. Like I don't like. There's very few movies that I like going into it completely cold. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like if there's a trailer or something like that and I watch it and I'm like, oh shit, that's good, you know, and maybe I can find out more about the movie and maybe a bit more about the backstory, especially if there's number one a book or, you know, whatever else. But if someone flat out, if I see on YouTube, you know, leaked fucking ending of X movie, like say for Star Wars, for instance, because you know that comes up all the time. It's like I won't watch those videos because yes, I want to know to a certain extent what happens, but I want there to be some fucking surprises in the flick. Do you know what I mean? I want if there's meant to be a fuck oh shit revelation, like sort of fuck I didn't see that coming in the movie.
I think some of the fucking trailers can give that away. Like.
They do, man. They do. Some of them can because it's like I heard. I don't. Excuse me. I don't know whether this is true or not.
Yeah.
And again, you haven't seen it, so you don't care. But it's like the Thor Ragnarok movie. Whenever they made that one, the whole thing with that movie was, I don't think you were meant to know that the Hulk was in it
At all.
until you see the Hulk. Because you hear about the champion being mentioned and all this sort of stuff, and you see little hints, but then you don't know, and you never see anything, and then all of a sudden the Hulk comes out, and Thor's like, "Fuck yes, I know this guy." But they wanted that movie to do so well that they fucking put the Hulk in the trailer, multiple times. So it was like you knew the Hulk was in it. There was no so whenever it was supposed to. I think it was meant to be like a fucking oh shit, the Hulk's here. This is the fucking Hulk, you know. Yeah. And it was the same thing with not that it's a fair comparison or even a good movie, was the Terminator movie, not the new one that's just out, but the one before that with
Emilia
Clarke in it, right? The trailer for that fucking movie lets you know that John Connor is a Terminator, is like a cyborg fucking thing, and it is a major plot point to the fucking movie, and you're not supposed to know that until X point of the movie, or it's fucking stupid, but the trailer flat out tells you, and like doesn't even apologize for it, you know. So it's like, you know, so it can be good and it can be bad, but you know, like I don't want to know, like the likes of that Star Wars movie. There's, especially because I heard Kevin Smith talking about it, where is such a fucking fan and knows so many people now that he gets to go on fucking tours behind the sets and all that sort of bullshit. And he went on the first one, and he went on a tour of the second one, or I think, but he went on a tour of the latest Star Wars movie, and on the day that he was there, they were talking to him, and he was talking to everybody, and they were like, "Oh, have you seen what's over on, like, let's call it Lot A here?" And he was like, "No, I haven't seen it yet." And they were like, "Oh, you know, you'd fucking love it. It's great. Fucking blah, 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 blah." But they didn't tell him what it was. And then he was talking to J.J. Abrams, and he was saying, "Oh, yeah, such and such was telling me about, you know, Lot A, that I should really go over and see it." And he's like, "Dude, I'm telling you, please don't go over and see that," because he's like, it's the last sort of shot of the movie, and it's like a fucking, like a, you know, obviously they're going to try and do it some sort of a cliffhanger or some sort of oh my god moment type of thing, but he's like, for your own enjoyment, he's like, look, I'm not telling you don't go there, but he's like, for your own enjoyment, whenever you go and you watch the movie, he's like, the best bit of the movie is going to be spoiled for you, you know, if you go and you see that. So he was like, even he says it was like, fuck it, I resisted and I showed self-control, and he's like, I didn't go and see it even though I fucking wanted to. So I wouldn't want it to be like that, you know. So
I would probably have went in.
I wouldn't have, man.
Yeah.
No, I honestly think I wouldn't have. I would be
I mean,
like, no.
fuck you, JJ. Thinking I'm some child.
No, you see, but if it was something that I didn't care, and again, excuse me, not a.
You love Star Wars, though.
I like Star Wars, but I'm not a Star
you
Wars
more than
nerd.
like it. You love it, man. To be, like, still for this length of time to still have that fandom that you have.
Yeah, but it's like I'm not one of these people that fucking are like, these movies suck. They're not the same anymore. It's just like, again, yeah, I like Star Wars. Fucking,
I'm just weird. We're like weary of it now.
Again, man. It's not the Star Wars that you grew up with, but it's like the way I gauge most movies now. Because it's like this. If I go there and I see that movie, and number one, it entertains me. Number two, I enjoy it for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it does what it was supposed to. That's fine with me. That's all I need.
You play the games.
I do play the
you
games.
Read the books.
Yeah.
The comics.
I don't really have. Yeah,
You've read some.
I have read some.
Yeah.
I do like a good.
The toys.
I have some Star Wars toys.
T-shirts.
No, I have no Star Wars.
You've never had any clothing? Never?
I don't think so. I don't think I have any Star Wars
I'm
clothes.
going to have to get you something.
No,
get you
I'm
a
alright.
fucking Baby Yoda to sit on your shoulder.
That's what you were talking about today.
I fucking love a Baby Yoda.
I'm going to get a Baby
He's
Yoda
fucking unbelievably
and
cute.
program it with the fucking member berries. And I'll just be sitting on beside you like, remember Chewie? So that's what I was going to say to you. You looked down. Remember Chewie? What was that one I was playing? The race of Star Wars. What was it?
Oh,
Rook Skywalker. I can't even do it.
oh man, I can't do it again.
I can't do an Asian
Go
accent.
downstairs and give yourself a white saber. Fulfill your destiny. That was
I
fucking.
love you, kid.
Uh,
That's Japanese.
Nah,
That was
it's-
the other one Chinese.
is there a difference? South Park has taught me
Shitty
nothing.
work.
Oh, there is a difference.
According
Chinese,
to-
Japanese.
According to South Park, it's very, very, very narrow. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's still.
Oh, hello, South Park Elementary.
How you doing, you guys? Hey. It's the bit whenever you're watching the making of it and you see him dancing in the studio where he's just
Yeah.
going in, he's like, and then there's fucking shit going off, and they literally animate it the same way as he was fucking dancing. It's priceless, man. That show just still makes me laugh. Did you watch the? I can't remember where it's the one, an episode or two before that Strong Woman episode that you showed me. Man, it's Randy is just still on Integrity Farms and just kicking ass, taking names. Like, I cannot get enough of him as a weed farmer with
think
Tarly
I've
as his
seen
partner
that,
in
yeah.
crime. Have you not?
I seen him I seen a clip where he was on like fuck China. It's like Tyler wanted him to say fuck China. And he wouldn't go back into
Because
business.
he's trying to
yeah.
sell. Well, that's it, man. Right? Randy says fuck being a geologist and moves to the country to be a farmer, but all he does is grow weed. He moves to be a weed farmer. There's no veg, there's no nothing, and he just calls it Integrity Farms instead of like Integrity. It's just called Integrity. But Tarly helps him because, of course, it's weed, so Tarly has to be there. And Randy's just talking with a country accent, just being like, "Hey, it's Integrity Farms, howdy, guy." So he starts selling weed like a motherfucker. And then he thinks, the new market to break into is China, but he thinks he's the first person to come up with this. So he gets on a plane with his suitcase, and he's talking to this guy, and he's like, "What are you doing?" The guy's like, "Oh, I represent a blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to break into the Chinese market." And he's like, giving him dirty looks, and then next thing, like 3 other guys on the plane are trying to do the same thing, but none of them are trying to sell weed. And Randy fucking goes in to Chinese customs. They open up his suitcase. It's full of weed. Just full of weed. No clothes, no nothing, just full of weed. And he's just like, "Oh, I see you got integrity," and blah, blah, blah. Telling the Chinese customs about all these different great types of weed he has, and he's just a businessman. And I can't remember what it is. But, oh yeah, they throw his ass in jail. They throw his ass in Chinese jail. And then he eventually gets released, and he gets a meeting with like the head of China. I can't remember who it is, but he eventually strikes up a deal with them that he's going to start selling them weed, and it's great because he gets like 300 grand or something like this off China, and they literally bring up a dump truck to his house and dump up money in it. He's just loving life. He throws a parade and everything. Oh no, that's how he has all this money from selling weed. He gets 300 grand, and they put a dump truck of money at his house, and he has a parade and just like throwing money about the place. So then he's not making as much, so he has to break into the Chinese market. But it turns out that the Chinese are just buying all this weed off of him, so then they can plant on people they don't like and throw them into jail. And Randy's just like, he's like, well, I don't have a problem with it. I'm not the one doing the wrong thing. I'm just selling weed.
Perfect.
Oh, it's so good, man.
He's such a perfect character.
He is, like, and all he is just getting high with Tarly. Like just being Randy at like the 10th level. It's fucking amazing.
That's the latest season.
Yeah, it's so fucking good, man. Like it's so good.
I seen the first episode.
And they have a new theme song as well. Coming down to Integrity Farms. I must show it to you when we take a break here. It's because it's even better. It just makes me laugh so much. I don't know what we were talking about. We all good to go? We rolling again?
We're rolling again.
Back in black.
We were talking about Aleister Crowley, but I don't think
we were talking about Aleister Crowley outside.
Quite interesting.
Yeah. Do you know what I learned a massive amount of Aleister Crowley about? Learned a lot, but what made me want to learn a lot about Crowley, and I did so, was Hellblazer comics.
Oh yeah.
He was in Hellblazer, mentioned that much, and I had heard of Crowley before, and I knew roughly, a little bit about him, but he's mentioned that many times in Hellblazer that I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna fucking look up Crowley, and remember reading a lot of stuff about him. I bought one of his books as well.
I wanted to bring up Hellblazer earlier when we talked about Cromwell Road.
Fucking love.
He was in
Hellblazer.
Him and Kit.
Dude,
Cromwell Road.
Yeah.
At the Crown.
God, man. Like, I remember telling you, or else I think it was Tony. I remember trying to tell Tony about comic books at one point, and he hadn't ever read comic books really, apart from like maybe the Beano or some bullshit, you know what I mean? And I took that issue of fucking Hellblazer that had the picture of the crown in it and just showed it to him, and I was like, look, you see, this is like, they mentioned Botanic and Cromwell Road and fucking everything, and he's just like, what the fuck?
That was Will Simpson.
No. That was the one where the Cromwell Road was mentioned and Botanic and all that stuff. That was Steve Dillon.
Really?
Yep, because that's the special one-off, man. It's not actually Constantine is in that issue. That's all Kit whenever she fucks off back to Belfast for an issue or two, and you get the backstory with her and her sister and the brother and then the fucking, everything.
I just wanted to call out Will Simpson being mean.
Yeah, Will Simpson, fuck you.
We went to your show, with only 2 people there, and you were an asshole.
Yeah, had to get buzzed in to see your so-called art exhibition, and you couldn't have been less interested of us being there.
Yeah.
Fucking douchebag.
I'm having...
Congratulations on all your success on Game of Thrones.
Fucking asshole. Also, we know someone... we're not going to mention his name, but he knows you personally and has worked with you, and he says you're a douchebag and says that there's
imagine this got back to him.
Imagine.
Let's just
and also, let's just keep going.
Well, it's the truth. The truth is he was very mean.
He was rude.
I could say worse.
Yeah.
He was very mean.
Yeah. And also, there's several issues of Hellblazer. No, maybe not several issues, but there's issues of Hellblazer where they go back to Belfast, and there's a fat gobshite in a white suit from Larne, and I have it on very good authority that he was based on you, and he's a douchebag character in that comic book, and he gets several fucking fuck you moments in it. So, yeah. But you know what? Will Simpson probably doesn't give a fuck because he's counting his Game of Thrones money from only having to do a handful of storyboards a couple times a year and then fucking wanking off the success of that.
You love your college. Don't you see conscious?
We love our comics.
Our call-outs.
Call-outs.
Well, if you notice, we only call out people that we don't really,
There's no chance.
There's no chance of repercussions. If Will Simpson wants to come back on me, I'll fucking take his fucking geriatric ass. I don't give a fuck.
He's quite old now. I'd imagine.
I actually had to look up who it was because I had no idea. As normal, I had no idea.
I'd be more surprised if you did know who he was. Like, he's a comic book artist. But do you know what, man? He drew fucking Bad Habits. And that's a fucking great story.
Yeah.
A great story.
That's because Garth purposely wanted to
make him draw bad shit. Yeah, that's great.
I like that.
I like that as well.
I never encountered that whenever I was doing small comics for people. Never asked to draw something really horrible. Apart from a guy like having his guts ripped out with a knife. Like, that was the only one.
That's right.
Like, you see his intestines. Like, that was the only one.
People probably don't know that you drew comics.
They're never going to care either. It's like one of those things that you just do. Like, there's no money in comics.
I bought one. Was it Nestor?
Oh yeah, Nestor.
Yeah, I bought one of those.
When did you buy that?
I about fucking
Did you
4
buy
or
it
5
online?
years ago. I think I bought it online. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You should have just asked me. I have copies.
No. I remember when you. I don't know. I just remember buying it. I still have it, like, somewhere.
That was the first full length comic that I did, and made me realize how much work goes into drawing 32 pages.
Still
for a
fucking.
comic. Yeah, it's a lot of fucking. I got paid for it too.
It's a good thing to have in your fucking portfolio, like, or your whatever you call it, CV profile, whatever.
I don't think I even show that online anymore. I don't even.
I think you should include it potentially in the.
I like to think my work's
website.
progressed since then and got somewhat better.
It was fucking.
It's like every other artist. Do you know what I saw? And this is a few years ago. And at the time I couldn't understand, but now I would maybe like to do it. It was like sketch burning parties where you take like sketchbooks that you've had over the years and you see those sketches that you've always, I hate that. And you just tear it out of the sketchbook and you burn it. And you each take turns, just burning that's your sketchbook.
Is this someone you've made up, or
no? This is what other I've seen artists do. Like, not necessarily just comic artists, but just having these like sketch parties, and then they might sit down and sketch a bit and just do whatever. But it's that way of you see how much your work's progressed because you look at it like, oh, that's awful. And you're like, I'd never want to see it again.
But I think you only think that. Like, I would probably do that with some of my work. Like, and your favorite piece is always like your last piece. Like, and then even something you've done a year ago, you think shit. But like, if other people are looking at it, they don't think that at all. Yeah,
but you know,
probably a bit of that.
Do you know where that's the mentality with like artists, right? But that's what people complain about with musicians.
Right.
When you think about a musician, whenever they first start playing their music, it's the same as what an artist or writer's like writing their first novel. Yeah. So as they progress with the years, they get more proficient at what they do and know different techniques and like think, oh, the way I used to sound, that's really basic.
Horrible,
and that's why they start to sound all these like look at, as much as I hate them, Coldplay. Yeah. Like if you like look at a Coldplay album now, right? Like, and you look at the digital multi-tracks that they use, it's probably fucking hundreds of tracks, like string sections and fucking drum tracks and backing vocals. And probably when they first started out, there was like 4 to 5 tracks, like vocals, drums, guitar, bass.
Yeah. It's probably a good thing to have, though. Like
the fact that you've just mentioned Coldplay.
Yeah, fuck Chris Martin. That's the
fuck Chris Martin.
Fuck
one
you.
All right, number one. Fuck you. All right, I hate Chris Martin.
I love that comment that Liam. As much as I hate Liam Gallagher, but he made with Chris Martin being the geography teacher. Yeah, like he looks like a fucking geography teacher, which he does.
He does.
Chris Martin is, I'll say it, fag.
Chris Martin's a wanker. Yeah. I'm not joking you, man. See, if I seen Chris Martin in the street, I probably would go up to him and tell him I hated him. Like, I fucking detest that man that much.
Right, I hate you.
There's a lot of
hand and just fucking bass rooting palm.
There's a lot of hate. Yeah. Well, it's like this. Number one, I don't like Coldplay. And I think their music is shit.
It's just an example. You could say the same with U2. Look at U2, right? Yeah. They were like Couldn't believe they did that at the Carl Frampton fight last night too. In the middle of him's fight, in the
What?
breaks they're playing music, and they start playing Bloody Sunday.
Fuck.
in the breaks, all the music. Was
Oh,
good.
right, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. Well, it's like, see, I don't like U2 either, but at least I'll say U2 have a handful of decent songs.
You don't like any Coldplay?
No. He seems like a whiny fucking yappy bitch.
Well, he is
now.
like he is.
He
Like,
is.
he
He
is
seems
that.
like a complete douchebag. Like, I don't want anything to do with him on any level.
I would say anyone watching this or listening to this that likes Coldplay, stab yourself now.
Yeah, you suck.
End it.
we
End
don't.
it.
We don't
Yeah.
like you. If you like Coldplay, we don't care. We
Think
don't
about
want
the things we're saying here. Like, we started
Yeah.
out talking about Aleister Crowley. Now we're talking about Coldplay.
Fuck Coldplay.
Coldplay
Well, it
fans
was
that
like,
kill themselves. Like.
I was just very surprised that
fucking
of
dark
everyone
shit, like.
that Paul mentioned or Paul could have referenced there,
Do you
that
know
he
why?
pulled out
Yeah,
Coldplay
yeah,
because I know he fucking hates Coldplay.
They have a new album out this week, and it went to #1, and I was just like, oh,
It's just
fucking-
disappointing. Like it just shows that people have no taste.
Yeah, well,
it's
that's true.
bland bullshit music.
Yeah.
All right, like just on the topic, it's like whenever the fucking new Run the Jewels album comes out, it's not gonna fucking go to #1, is it? No, goddamn pity, it's not. It's infinitely better than fucking anything Coldplay.
It's always
has put
going to
out.
be like that. Like, you
And
know,
that's not
the
just
masses-
my biased opinion. That's
Imagine-
just good, better music. It's
But
not some whiny
Yeah.
vegan bitch.
Well, that's why
fucking
the purpose.
whining about
The
fucking
purpose of this, right, is to give people alternatives. So whenever
good.
you're saying, I want you to give people an alternative.
Listen
you
to
can't
Run
just
the
say
fucking
no.
Jewels.
You can't say Run the Jewels because you always say Run the Jewels. You have to think of someone different.
Wu-Tang then. How about
No,
that?
because you fucking established that already. Fuck it. I'll
All right,
come
listen.
back to it. No, I want something.
Czarface. All right.
No.
What's
Maybe
what do you-
yes.
Yeah. No. What do you? I see. You're immediately dismissing, thinking I was going to.
Czarface, all right.
All right. Well, yeah. See, there you go. Other people
Play it
listen
again.
to Buck 65.
Can't throw it all out at the one time. I was just say that's the purpose of the website as well. To fucking
I
give
thought
people
you wanted me to start
shining
fucking just
examples
listing
of-
fucking things to say.
Well, no. Whenever we bring something up that we really like, then you can do something like an article about
Yeah.
it, or something that you hate. Like you obviously love blood sports, so you're going to do an article about
Yeah.
blood
I'm going to do
sport.
an article about blood sport.
Steven Seagal's already got an article.
He does.
Um,
He's the ratings.
check that out, guys.
Chris Nolan.
I'm indifferent to Chris
Yeah,
Nolan,
people
but
have
I
to-
like that
people
you
have to see
don't
this.
like that you don't like him.
I
as
used
much.
to really, really like him.
So
and
did I.
respect him, and I reached a tipping point. And what added to the tipping point was Tom Hardy. He also detests Tom Hardy now.
I don't detest him. He is the exact same thing as Christopher Nolan for me, where I went from really liking them to now I'm completely indifferent about them.
See-
I'm just like meh.
The UFC commentator,
Tom Hardy,
Tom Hardy. Is that who
Tom
you said?
Hardy.
Dan
commentating.
Hardy.
I thought you were on about Hardy. You know your way.
I would love Dan Hardy to be in fucking, I was going to say Equilibrium.
Dan Hardy in Equilibrium. That would have been great. Christian Bale and Dan Hardy in Equilibrium. Fucking tight movie, man. Damn it, you made me laugh.
Don't
exactly.
go on, because
Where
were
do
you
you
talking
come
about
up with all these titles?
What were you talking about?
I'd forget about it.
You said
What do
Dan
you got?
Hardy. But
Eh?
who were we talking about before that?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Bane. Have you seen Batman?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
guy who plays Bane.
So that's who that is.
That guy. Bane.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Okay. Yeah.
See, man, every time I watch that movie, I'm just disappointed.
And what?
Batman, the last Batman with Christian Bale. Like, #1, see, as soon as they fucking announced what's her
The Dark
face.
Knight.
The last one, the one with Bane in it. It's fucking
The
not-
Dark Knight. Was that it? No.
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 That's why.
You sit back and say it louder, it doesn't make it
Yeah,
right.
yeah, if you sit back and shout the same thing louder again into the microphone, doesn't change
The Dark
what my
Knight.
answer will be.
The Dark Knight!
That's the last one I made, but I know you're going ahead.
Right, the
Fucking
first
hell.
one-
What was the name of
No,
it?
first one is Batman Begins, all right?
The Dark Knight Rises.
The second one is The Dark Knight, isn't it? And then the third one is The Dark Knight Rises.
Fuck, I think I've missed out.
It's just like Jesus.
Yeah.
I missed
Nolan's whole concept behind it was on the third
Batman
day
Jesus.
he rises. Yeah.
Well, the first one's got Liam Neeson, bad guy. Second one, Joker, bad guy. Third one, Bane, bad guy. But
Just like the Bible.
yeah.
The Bible has the same.
The same.
The Bible's always right, guys.
The
Let me tell you that.
Joker, Bane, and Ra's al Ghul are all in the Bible.
You
But
can
like
refer.
from the minute they fucking cast your woman from Inception, I was like, she's fucking Talia al Ghul, 100%. Like
Oh,
the hot French
Marianne
chick. Yeah, I never remember her fucking
Couillard?
name. Marianne
Coulthard.
Cotillard or
Marianne Coulthard.
Coulthard. Like
Yeah.
David, sister of David Coulthard.
The chin.
F1.
Yeah,
It's like,
the F1 driver. They're brother and
He's
sister.
got an epic chin on him.
Like a Jimmy Hill chin.
No, it's like the jaw. It's not even the chin. It's his
yeah.
jaw. Like
Yeah,
comes
it's like
out the
really
ear.
wide, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's Scottish. He
What's
walks
that
around with a
matter?
kilt on him.
So it means he is a funny accent. Then
He's,
too.
he's rich Scottish.
Yeah, he lives
Oh,
in
so
Monaco
is he
or
like
something.
English, like talks like in a posh English
No,
person.
you know he's still Scottish to hear him, but that's what you learn whenever I was in Edinburgh. You would encounter people that would sound really posh.
And
Like,
English.
how do you do? And yeah, really English, and they're born and bred in Scotland.
Yeah.
And like, what? No, like I work with people that are born and bred here, and they don't sound like that.
Yeah,
they really,
yeah,
really
yeah.
don't. But they go to private school,
Yeah.
fucking Hogwarts.
Yeah, man,
whatever
they
it's
literally
called.
grow up with a fucking nanny
Yeah.
and shit like that,
yeah.
you know.
It was like right across from me, like
Hogwarts?
I wouldn't be able to cope
That's
with that.
fucking cool, man.
yeah, the school that it's based on. Yeah, it was like whatever, like 5-minute walk, not even.
That's when you were
So-
going to see those memorabilia things, remember? Or you were going to
Oh,
see.
there's all those shops and stuff. Yeah,
Whenever he was going on
The
his
coffee
JK,
shop.
his
Harry
JK
Potter.
Rowling tour.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Harry
yeah.
Potter. Yeah.
That's it, man. Because you did. That's why. Again, that's. I keep saying it, but like that's why you moved to fucking Scotland that time. You wanted to be closer to the source.
You miss it.
Stalking.
You do miss it, like.
You
Do I
must
miss,
be.
do I miss Scotland?
Yeah.
No.
You must be looking
Just
forward
know.
to Christmas time now that all the Harry Potter movies are going to be shown on TV once a week for you
What
know.
I'm really looking for is not having to go to an airport at Christmas.
That must be nice.
Going to an airport just before Christmas Eve or on Christmas Eve
that.
sucks balls.
Yeah.
Especially if there's delays. And I remember we were sitting at the airport one night, and we were like the last flight to leave. The airport was empty and everything was closed. We were just sitting there, and I know my parents were sitting waiting in Belfast from 8 o'clock. And
Oh,
it's like
fuck.
12:30, and we're still sitting in Edinburgh. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, it's not fair on them sitting in the car for fucking 5 hours more waiting on us.
Do you know what the worst thing was? See, if there wasn't a body of water to cross, you could fucking drive that bitch in that time. I bet
Yeah.
you. You could have drove it and back.
Wouldn't be that far a drive, like, really.
It's a couple hundred miles.
Oh man, it sucks. I brought the polo home that time and took the polo over. Going over, I made the mistake of trying to go as the crow flies instead of going the motorway. So
Oh,
I
fuck
like
yeah.
did I did like a route, and yeah, we were in the middle of nowhere. It would have been fine, only my dad had a flight that night to get back, so I had to get to Edinburgh to get him towards the airport to check in time and get the flight back home. So there's a stage where I was just sweating a bit out, like I'd been driving for 4 hours, and he just took over the rest of the way. I was, thank fuck, I'm just directing him now. But like, we had sat nav and it cut out in the middle of Highlands somewhere. Not even that it's not the proper Highlands, like the Highlands are way up.
So
like
you
fucking
arrive in
Aberdeen.
air, probably, is it?
Lawrence Stranraer.
Oh, fuck, aye, right. Aye.
Stranraer, and
And
then up.
then through Glasgow and everything like that there, probably.
What you should do is take the motorway or whatever. There's like an A or B road from Stranraer, and then you get up towards Glasgow on the motorway. Like you get to Kilmarnock or somewhere, and then motorway to Glasgow, and then Glasgow to Edinburgh. But yeah, no, we went up the middle of the country on
Yeah.
all these
You went
small
the scenic
roads.
route, Paul.
Yeah,
Did you ever travel up round the top of Scotland
No.
when you were there? No.
no.
Do you
I
like a
did some-
Braveheart tour, like a reenactment and
I
shit?
did some trips for work on the train and stuff, but as far as Dundee, I think. As far
That's
north
up
as Dundee.
top-
I was
top
in
right, kinda.
Kilmarnock and fucking
Inverness.
like no, it's way,
on
up.
up, eh?
Yeah, it's way up at the top. Aberdeen's top right.
That's what I'm
Inverness is the
thinking of,
very
actually.
top.
Yeah.
Towards the left, there's not much. You've got the islands like Stornoway and all that sort
Yeah.
of shit.
I think I'd probably, it's a nice country, like.
Oh,
if you go out there to the west,
that's
like,
nice. Yeah, here's better though.
Jeez, have said that. You know my feelings on it. I wouldn't be fucked.
Fucking. As I said, he had Thanksgiving dinners, so my suspicions have been raised.
I didn't have to do
Irishness.
shit, man. I was off work on Thursday.
oh, he's actually. You're serious? You
He had Thanksgiving
Yeah,
dinner.
what do you hear? On Thursday it was Thanksgiving. I do not care one way or the
Were you
other.
working?
You obviously
No,
do.
I was
like.
off
He
work.
was off
Wait till you
work.
hear. Okay,
He was
let
off
me tell
work.
my story. I was off work. Fucking, I had nothing to do. Got up, had a coffee, watched YouTube videos, and then smoked a joint, played video games. And David texted me and was like,
Happy Thanksgiving.
he's like, yeah, pretty much happy Thanksgiving, and probably some sort of snarky remark after that. And
Sniggins.
and something about how I probably love my turkey, don't I? Because I'm a cunt of some description. And then he was like, look, I'm going to be done with work at like 4 o'clock. I'm going to cook a fucking like a token Thanksgiving dinner. You want to come up? So I went up to my sister's house like 5 o'clock, stood there and smoked joints and talked to him and peeled some potatoes, and then got my dinner made for me. So I'm not going to say no to that.
What is it though? Like,
See, I was talking to somebody about this the other day.
what is
What
what
is
is
it? The
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving? All right, I could be 100% wrong about this,
You
man.
know
but
you're not,
from
though, but
I
fine.
know, no, it's
Sorry,
just
go
like
on.
I'm going to tell you what I remember from whenever I was a kid, what they told us in school. Now, again, I haven't been.
This will be good.
So as far as I
will be good,
remember, the Pilgrims came over on fucking a couple boats over to the States,
Oh,
according
right,
to
okay.
the story, and then they landed there and they were trying to make their life and fucking make shit good and whatever, having problems, and the Indians were helping them out. And this is before they decided that all these Indians have to die and we're going to wholesale fucking massacre these people, because
Yeah.
there's probably more of them at that. I'm sure there was many more Indians than there were whiteys.
the indigenous.
Anyway, the indigenous thanking these or the indigenous were helping these motherfuckers. So I think then they decided to have a feast and, you know, make shit in thanks for all the bullshit that were thankful that for, you know, they got this new world and new life and all this crap. And as far as I know, could again 100% be wrong, like all the bullshit that they eat on Thanksgiving is like crap that they wouldn't have had in England, like that they only got in America, like fucking corn and like sweet potatoes and fucking turkeys and fucking shit like that. So
That's what that is.
You're
That's
pretty,
what that is.
you're pretty close.
I think
yeah.
that's basic.
pretty
That's the
close.
basic
So
thing of it. Like,
who's the Pilgrims? Or what is?
Pilgrims they came over on like 3 boats. I can't remember what the fuck they were called.
Where were they coming from?
Coming from England. They left England because they were like, oh, England's too fucking loosey goosey here.
Were they religious kind of films? or-
Aye,
Right,
yeah,
okay.
that's why they left England, because of some sort of either the church was
They weren't
splitting.
strict enough.
Yeah, the church wasn't strict enough for them, so they're
Right.
like, we're gonna go across the water here and fucking open up our new fucking land and live in our own place where we're gonna have ultra strict religious rules and shit.
Does this predate? What is it? 1776? Is that the formation or George Washington? Formation?
Oh,
Does it
man,
predate
this
that,
is
yeah?
this is a long time, but this is like these motherfuckers were they weren't Columbus. They didn't discover the place. They knew
Yeah.
it was there,
Yeah.
but they're the first sort of people from England that went over and like settled there long term. The first sort of like big group of like people that went over there.
It's interesting.
So it's like they're the
I
sort of
probably
like
would have
first
never looked up
Americans. So
what it
if you
was.
ever hear fucking one of the boats was called the Mayflower. All right, I don't remember what the
Ah,
other
yeah,
2
I've heard-
boats.
I heard that
Don't
there.
remember what the other 2 boats were called, but if you ever hear some asshole American telling you that they can trace their descendants all the way back to the Mayflower or something like that, it means they're a jerk off. Number 1, that they fucking say things like that, but number 2 just means that their ancestors escaped England because they weren't religious enough for them.
That's interesting. So, like, were they?
So they're having a feast to give thanks for all this fucking new life and new food and new land and fucking free to be as good up in Jesus as they can be.
I'm trying to be careful what I say.
Why?
Were they like?
They're
They're coming
Protestants.
from England, yeah.
Yeah. They're Protestants, yeah.
Reformation.
Yeah,
type
that
of
whole
shit.
thing was like whatever would have happened. I don't know the ins and the outs. I can't remember the historical details, but yeah, they were a group of like,
Did you learn this in school?
Oh, what?
Right.
But because it's American history, man. It's like you don't learn a massive amount of world history over in the States in like grade school. You only basically learn, a bit of American history, and America doesn't have a lot of history because it ain't that old a place.
What were we ranting about before that?
Coldplay and how shit they
No,
are.
we weren't ranting about Coldplay.
I was
give a shit
going to
about
ask you. They don't do any.
We were talking about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Thanksgiving.
you giving away? Yeah, it's the start of your loyalties where they lie.
My loyalties, where they lie.
How did you feel in Thanksgiving? Did you feel American or did you feel Irish? Did you feel this feels?
I don't feel American. Well, saying that as I didn't even feel American, and we didn't do Thanksgiving whenever
Did you
I
say
lived
grace?
in America. No, we didn't.
When's the last time you said grace?
Couldn't tell you. Maybe we
You did do it though.
Maybe we do a token one at Christmas.
Do your parents?
No. Maybe we might do it at Christmas.
Whenever you
for
lived
a
in
joke.
America, did you?
No.
No. What did you do? Everyone else on Thanksgiving's all.
Whenever it was Thanksgiving, my mom made a turkey. But it's not like, number one, I never fucking think I had a sweet potato until I'd moved over here and was in my 20s. I'm fucking not eating sweet potato. Especially the Yanks just make sweet potato mashed up. Do you know what I mean? It's not fucking nice.
Yeah, I don't like.
It's
sweet
weird.
potato,
What way is the grace go?
Oh, God, thank you,
I'm sure
God.
everybody goes around and says
But
that.
surely you must
I'm
remember a wee
thankful
bit.
for this, that, and the other
It's
thing.
just like
blah,
the
blah,
way
blah.
boxers after a fight. Like, I want to thank
I
God.
want to thank God, and I want to thank everybody. I want to thank whoever made this dinner for me, and blah blah blah. I don't know, man. It's like we're not Americans, so we didn't do the fucking. We had a turkey on Thanksgiving because everybody else was off work, and it's a holiday there. So it's not like you just had a token turkey, and it was basically just like half a Christmas dinner.
Do you like the dark meat? No.
No, I only like the white meat.
No one likes. Best thing to do is get the crown.
No, see,
Did
I
David
don't.
not deep fry it?
No,
Disappointed.
Put it in a wrap.
could have put it in a wrap.
I was hoping to see him outside deep frying the turkey.
David would die if he had to deep fry a turkey outside. Not that he's an idiot, but I just don't have the faith in him that he wouldn't pull that off without some sort of injury, because it's a dodgy, tricky thing. I wouldn't want to be. I personally wouldn't want to do it myself, so I wouldn't want him definitely to do it.
I don't even know how you would attempt to here. It would just be too difficult.
That's what I mean. Do you know the only place we could do it at my folks' house?
Attempt to what? Deep
Fry.
fry of turkey? We've covered that before.
But that's
Yeah.
what I mean. That's what we're- but
I was hoping
that was the
David
day
would do
for
it.
it a few days ago.
Yeah, I was hoping David would have done it.
Do you know what he made, man? Which I thought was the nicest part of his whole dinner was mac and cheese. And my sister kept shouting at him, being like, "What the fuck did you make mac and cheese for?" He's like, "Because that's what Americans eat."
Yes. Yes.
He's like, you always eat mac and cheese, so you have
He
to have
should have
mac
said
and
because
cheese.
that's what you people eat. That's what he should have said.
Well, that's what he said. Like, that's what yous eat. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Fucking something
Yes.
like that at us.
Oh, I respect that.
Yeah. And
That's
you know what it was?
the
It was
first line
fucking
of that.
great. His dinner was good, man. David's a banging cook. He makes dinner for
Mac
me.
and cheese sucks balls, man.
I hate mac and
That's
cheese, man.
horrible.
I don't like it, but I ate his, and it was fucking good.
The smell of it.
Yep,
The
dude, I'm the
texture of
same.
it.
I'm
Oh,
with you. I hate it.
You can get it good.
Yeah,
There is some
There's
good ones.
a time where you can get it as long as you don't get it and it's all runny and shit. If it's basically like dry pasta with a bit of cheese on it,
Yeah.
that you can eat.
Make
that's
it.
what, that's when I like
yeah.
it. But
Make it the real way, not with the powder shit. You can.
no, you see, I wouldn't even make it myself, man. If I was making it, I would literally just boil pasta, and then once it was
Some
done,
sliced cheese.
and then just put some fucking grated cheese on it and
Dude,
mix it
that's
up.
not fucking mac and cheese.
That's mac and cheese. That's cheese and macaroni.
That's just cheese and pasta.
Yeah, well, that's macaroni and
No,
cheese.
but it's got a sauce type of shit.
I don't like that runny white sauce, man. That's
Don't
the
call it
point.
mac and cheese in.
Well, it is mac and cheese.
It's fucking
It's macaroni pasta
cheesy.
and it's cheese,
cheesy pasta.
and it's macaroni pasta and cheese. That's the whole point. I just don't like. It's like whenever I make lasagna, I don't put that bullshit white sauce in it. I just put more cheese in it. 'Cause I don't like that runny white sauce. It's fucking disgusting.
It's necessary for that to be that.
It's not. You can just make the exact same thing without putting that in it.
Just a different recipe.
It's just no. It's just the same thing. You're not making. You're
No,
doing
I'm
this.
saying you have a different recipe of making it.
Well, that's what I mean. It's
is
not
it?
even. It's just your.
Mascarpone, or is that what you call
You
it?
could change it for another ingredient that you would prefer.
Yeah, but see, I don't like runny shit.
Like
It's
you like that cheese in a can.
I don't like runny
Cheese-
Fuck that
cheese in a
shit.
can.
That's fucking. I don't even
Your
really.
lasagna, cheese in a can.
Dude, I don't even really like cheese that much. Like, I like cheese on a burger. I like cheese on pizza.
You love fucking cheese. Think how much cheese you eat.
I don't. In what? What the fuck do I eat?
Do you put cheese in your burrito?
A slight bit, yeah.
What do you not
eat
put in your
cheese on a
burrito?
burger, cheese on a pizza.
Yeah. There's those.
What
Those
about
are
a sandwich? If
Three
you're eating
items
a
of
sandwich?
food. Depends on what the sandwich is.
Fucking like, where do you eat
What
sandwiches?
am I going to eat? Fucking lettuce and cheese?
Chicken sandwich.
Chicken? If I have the choice, I'll just eat straight up chicken by itself.
Just chicken and a piece of bread.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No sauce.
No sauce.
Dry.
No butter, no nothing.
That's something I would eat.
Yeah,
That'd be dry
so-
as fuck.
No, you get
What?
good bread and good chicken and it's fine. Man.
But chicken you've made at home out of an oven, or just like chicken out of a packet, you know?
Depends on what sort of stuff I'm
That is-
getting.
I'd say
It's like if
prison
I go-
food's better than that. Like.
No, it's not, man. Where it's like if I go to Tesco's and I buy a loaf of like that fresh Tesco's bread. that
Oh
you
yeah,
get
you're
in,
open the
right?
auntie with a nice
No,
bread.
no, no,
Like
well,
I thought
that's
you were
what I
talking
mean.
about just a
That's-
slice
well-
of fucking white bread.
Well, what do you expect? I'm not buying some bullshit loaf of like fucking
Well, you just
Wonder
said
Bread.
I'd like a piece of chicken and a piece of bread, and so I imagined, you know, like
But yeah, but whenever
Processed?
I buy, yeah,
yeah, just the worst possible
no,
thing.
no. Well, it's like
I
if
I
like
know
I
he
the
said
one-
he's getting all these fucking
no.
crusty
Well,
breads and
just
shit. Like.
again, let me finish before you interrupt
Go
me.
ahead.
So you get one of those fucking sliced loaves out of Tesco's, and then you just buy a pack of like fucking sandwich chicken meat,
Oh,
and
no,
maybe
fuck
some
that one. That
fucking
shit's
salami,
rubbish, eh?
or fucking sliced up chicken breast already.
Cold?
Man. Yeah,
You eat that cold.
eat that cold, and if I get that, maybe I'll put a slice of cheese on it if I remember to buy cheese. But if
Mayonnaise or
there's
anything
no-
like it or nothing? No.
No sauce, no butter, no nothing.
That's some fucked up shit. Eh?
No,
You
sure.
want to get that processed chicken? It's like being from chopped pieces.
Chopped?
Chopped.
Chopped
pieces.
up. And all
It's not like whole pieces of chicken. It's just made from chopped pieces,
and what?
compressed to make
And they
like
form it into the shape
Form it
of
into
it.
chicken again.
and then you like slice it in the deli slicer. It's like a ball of chicken. Just slice it in the deli slicer.
What the
Get
fuck?
some corned ham. Fucking.
You said
Get some bologna as well, because that's the same
Yeah.
principle.
Couple of
Bologna?
pickles your way.
Ugh.
pickles.
So fucking dudes in the
Yeah.
States, like Luke used to love eating fucking bologna sandwiches. It's
You
fucking
like pickles,
disgusting.
yeah?
Pickles or what do you no gherkins?
You
You know
like
the ones they got in the
gherkins?
burgers.
They're
You like
stinking.
those?
Oh, they're good in the burger. Like
No, they're not.
they fucking are. I used to always hate them, and then I was like, oh, they're fucking nice. So
Nah, no, not good.
they are good. But
Nah,
if you try them properly, you like
if
them.
you should be able to eat
know
your
if you get-
food
Sorry, go
without
ahead.
fucking a bunch of sauces over the top of it to cover the flavor of things.
Dude,
Like,
you're the man that gets the wraps with fucking all sorts of fucking shit in it. And
I get a
sauces
wrap
and all.
with just chicken and just
That's
chips in
bullshit,
it.
man. You go down there and you get all sorts of that
I
shit.
don't, because
You fucking
I've got
do.
it several times and they've put a bunch of shite in it. I've went home and fucked it straight in the bin. Been that angry that I've called them up twice and give off about it.
Tell me that's true. You
Do you,
phoned them?
do you doubt that I've
You
done
phoned
that?
them?
Gavin, really? Like, do you honestly doubt that I've called them up and give off about it? Because
I'm hoping you did.
100%. Done it twice. And got
I'd love to have
fucking-
heard that conversation.
Nah, I was genuinely. I wasn't angry at the man because you can't give off to people that are then going to give you food
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm
then they're
thinking,
going to
yeah.
fuck with your food. But you're nice enough to complain that, be like, look, I don't want to be a dick, but you know, I ordered this. It was wrong. This is the second time in a week that this has fucking happened. Like,
It's just your mistake for going back.
I agree. I
Yeah.
haven't been back since.
Yeah.
I've got that sickened off it that I never
Was
went
that
That's
back.
the
the
way
last
you
time
need
you
to.
went?
No.
But that's the way you need to phrase it whenever you go in there and be like, hey, look, man, I really don't want to be a dick, but
Yeah.
I've come here a few times and you always get my order wrong. Like, so I'm just not going to come back. So, like, I really don't want to be a dick about it, but it's
Oh,
like,
that's it,
I'm
man.
not going to pay for that now.
That
Take it
act
back.
alone, you're being a dick. Like.
Oh, 100%, but you
How
have
you
to
being
let
a
them
dick?
know, man. You
Yeah.
have to
Huh?
let them know.
How is that being a dick?
Because the kind of people you're dealing with just can't take any criticism. So, like, even
Well,
though you're
that's-
being
that's
cool
it.
about it,
But then you're
they think you're being a dick.
100%, man.
People are fucking fickle as
but they're
fuck. Like,
being
They
muppets.
think you're being a dick when you're just like, I ordered a plain burger.
and they're going to be
Clearly-
like straight away, who is this dick
clearly,
fucking talking to
clearly
me?
see this is wrong.
The
Yeah.
thing is that really bothers me as well, man, is like, you know the place that I'm talking about, and it is literally, I could spit from the front door of my work onto it. It's that close to me, and they still fuck up our order. Like, it takes them. Again, there was one other time, man, that I spent 35 minutes in there waiting on a burger and chip. Like, while at least half a dozen people came in and out in the length of time. And, like, I don't even go there whenever I'm at work now because they will not have food ready for me in the 20 minutes that I have to fucking...
For a chip shop.
I know, for a fucking chip shop.
But they
It's
know
like,
because you're phoning them.
I'm not. I'm walking in, talking to them and standing there fucking looking at them,
Just-
giving them dirty looks and be like, where's my
Well, there you
fucking
go,
food?
Disrespect.
They're going to be like,
That's
fuck,
all they're
who
doing.
is
They
this
are
guy?
fucking
Yeah,
showing disrespect.
It's
It's like I
showing
said,
absolute disrespect.
well, it's like, man, it's like I said to you earlier on about people in the fucking bar, whenever they're being disrespectful, it's like I call them on it because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I genuinely do not. Like, and it's not me being a big man or anything like that. It's just that
I think you enjoy it though, probably as well.
oh, I do.
Yeah.
I personally, and then whenever I know that someone's being a dick, like I will antagonize them. Like there was a guy fucking a few weeks ago where he started arguing with me, and I argued right back to him. And one of my retorts was, "What do you think arguing with me is going to do to help you in this situation?"
Yeah.
I'm like, you know. He's gonna. What can he do? He can say fuck all. Be like, I have the power in my job to be like, do you know what, mate? No more booze for you. You're cut off.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. And if it's after 9 o'clock, if it's after 8 o'clock, 6 nights of the week, all I have to do is take fucking 5 steps out the door, tap the doorman on the shoulder, and say, "This guy's being a dickhead. I need you to get rid of him." No questions asked. He's out the fucking door. So yeah, it's like, I know, and that's me just being in my little bullshit job position of power. There's no power in it, but that's the way it is in that job. It's like this, and if you come into that establishment, you should be well aware of that in any situation. That's not just my bar, that's any bar in Belfast, any bar in the fucking world. You don't be rude to
You're
people. No, man.
You're going to get a name for yourself?
I don't give a fuck.
In this
I don't give
bar?
two fucks. I'm sure I already have a name for myself.
No, like for common customers.
Dude, I antagonize customers if they're dicks to me. I will antagonize them. Yeah, 100%. If you're nice to me, I'll be nice back to you. But there's universal fucking rules for fucking number one, dealing with people and in customer service and being a customer in general. Right? Number one, do not be rude in any way, shape, or form to people that bring you food and drinks. Right? That's a universal fucking rule.
That's number one.
If you, that's it. That's all you need to be.
Right.
What if they've got an attitude?
Oh,
If they have an attitude,
Like take it down and actually they spill it when they do it.
accidentally.
for no reason.
Well, I've had
unprompted.
it. I've had it where someone set down a coffee and it's spilt all around the saucer, and they've just not even acknowledged it and just walked away.
Right. Again, man, I've had that as well. And I've been that person where there's times where I've accidentally spilt a little bit of coffee. Now, there's times where everybody has bad days, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Everybody has a bad day. Let's say I'm having a bad day and I accidentally spilt a little bit of whatever beverage. Now, sometimes if I'm having a bad day, I won't say I'm sorry. And I'll freely admit that, right? Everybody has bad days. So it's like you just happen to be in a shitty job where if you're having a really bad day, you can't hide it and you
You're
have to deal.
hypothetically saying that.
No,
How often are you having a bad day though?
No, that's happened to me several times.
It's
man.
always a bad day.
It's not always a bad day, man. But you clearly fuck that, man. Like man, I've had this 100% where
I agree
there's
with you,
people
of course.
who
Yeah.
will walk into places that I've been working, whether it's a bar.
You're disrespecting you.
They're not
you need to
disrespecting
learn.
me. They don't know me from a hole in the wall. Why would they need to have any sort of respect? I just mean in general, they have no respect for people. It's like you've had people, well, maybe you don't because you haven't worked in bullshit customer service in really 10 years.
No, I'm trying to think.
Long time, man.
Not as long as that, but yeah, no, I fully sympathize.
But it's like what my point is you understand where there's times where you're dealing with someone and you can tell from the minute that you have an interaction with them that they want to have a fucking argument with you, that they're spoiling for a fight to have a go at you, to have a go at the shop, whatever. They're probably having a shitty day and they just want to take it out on you.
And you're licking your lips at that stage.
Oh, 100%. If I get that vibe off you and you start giving me shit, I'm just I am just like, oh, you have no idea. Just inside, there's just fireworks going off in my head, man. Where I'm just, if
All
my
the fields lit up.
all the fields lit up like the eyes of Allah. Because I'm just like, I have to stop myself from going, yes, like I fucking 100% mean that too. Oh,
That's not good for you, man.
It's not. It's
not
not.
good for you,
It's
no.
not, and I know that it's not, man. It's like I've said before.
Your blood pressure can't be good.
I'd say my blood pressure's through the fucking roof, dude. Honestly, like I know that job stresses me out like to a goddamn level that it really should not.
I laugh but I'm sure I would probably fucking feel the same like if I was.
It is, man. Like I was laughing and saying that to my boss, like, and I do tell him I'm just like, it should not stress me out nearly as much as it does in this place, but it's just, I just can't. I'm that type of person where if you, and as I just pointed out several minutes there,
I'm putting G-hair on
if you antagonize me, like I will I'm not going to back down. Like I don't.
Have you ever
care.
tried meditation? Not being like
yes, sort of. But then it's really hard to meditate, man. It's fucking like your mind just drifts, and it's hard to do.
Yeah.
Like it's
You ever tried it,
something
Paul?
that's good for you, but
Yeah.
Would you do it?
I am supposed to be doing it more so, but who has time?
I know.
yeah,
There's so much busy people. It's recording podcasts,
recording
try-
podcasts,
editing
arguing
podcasts.
with customers at my job.
fixing audio on podcasts,
Yeah.
fucking trying to design
I try it,
websites.
like, but I don't know if I'm doing it right. You don't know if you're doing it or not, like, but
Meditating.
you're trying it, like, and you
the
don't.
fact you're thinking about it means you're not doing it
Yeah.
right.
Why?
Because
Your
the
mind
whole
should be
point
clear.
is you're
What are you
meant to
supposed to
not-
just completely blank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been there? Have you ever been in meditation?
You can meditate but see the whole thing is, man, is you have to teach yourself how to do it. You can't just jump in and be like, right, I'm going to meditate for an hour and
Yeah,
do this.
yeah.
Like you have to start off doing it slowly, so you'll find yourself be like, right, I want to sit here and think about.
But you've done it then?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay.
You have to sit there and be like, right, I'm going to try and think of nothing for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? You sit there with your eyes closed, do nothing, and try and keep your mind blank for 15 seconds. Do you
Yeah.
see how long it takes for some random bullshit?
To be fair, what you're saying there, like I do that.
You have to
blank
do
your
that.
mind, do that. I can do it for 15, 20 minutes.
Well, that's
But is that then meditation?
But like, think right. Whenever you've been doing any of your work,
yeah,
right? Yeah, whether that be drawing or painting,
yeah.
can you say like whenever you're sitting drawing something, after a period of say half an hour, do you know where your mind's been?
No.
That's like a form of meditation.
Fuck no way. See what I do, see?
You go into
Yeah.
a zone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's-
fucking hours and hours, like.
Yeah. So
It's
that's
just
like a form of
Auto takes over, like, fucking.
that's it.
But it's fucking, like, you come out of that, like, say if you have to go to the toilet after 3 hours or, you know what I mean, a period of
Yeah.
concentration, you're like, holy fuck, that's not good. It doesn't feel good. Surely if you're meditating, you should come out feeling good.
Well, that's also like, well, yes, you're meditating, but it's different types of that. You're meditating, but you're also doing stuff on autopilot. And you're really highly
Your
focused
mind's
on
going,
something.
yeah.
Your mind is going on something. While
Yeah.
like I said, man, you can't sit there and not think of you can't sit there and think of nothing but blackness in your head for 15 minutes.
Dude, well, I'm not
No, I mean
completely
like,
silent.
yes, meditate. To
Once you
meditate
start-
properly.
I think I've done it right, and I've kind of. He's starting it off. Like
I'm not starting to laugh.
You close your eyes. It's quiet, and you can almost. It's visuals. You're seeing visuals.
so dark.
You're traveling through. You're traveling through. You know what I mean? It's black, but then you start seeing like geometric shapes or whatever. Like
You start
sounds
saying
like
that.
I'm on DMT. No, but like genuinely, like that's.
But that's
it-
what you see.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
you see. But my point is like, how long can you sit there and see these shapes or whatever you're seeing, but like, and still not think of anything? And I mean, not think of anything, not
Oh,
think
no.
of that's
Yeah, you're
that's
still-
what I mean. You
Dude,
have
I've
to
done the,
to keep your mind blank. That's
Yeah.
the whole point. That's the point of it.
What did I tell you? I've done the what do you call the fucking tank? The tank thing.
Sensory
Deprivation.
Sensory deprivation. There's one up there in East Belfast. I done it. It was good, like.
Jerk off in it.
No.
That's reminding me. Do you remember the It's now I think about it, it's terrifying what you did.
What?
The old library. I'm not
Fuck.
say what town. But
Yeah.
when we were at the tech,
What?
there was a huge safe.
Fuck. What happened?
There was you, Tony, and myself, and we were the only 3 people there making these huge big fish for a carnival.
Oh,
So
fuck,
like making
that
huge
there.
big fish, but there was a big safe in the library. Like it was huge, like something you'd see in Deadwood. But you could get inside it.
Yeah, fuck, I mean that now.
You
Yeah.
get in
So
and close
we-
the door.
Yeah.
We bet him where he would get inside or not. He went in and we locked the door with him inside the safe to see if he could stay in it for like a minute. Thinking about it now, how stupid were we? Like,
How
we had no idea
fucking
what-
stupid are
The air
you,
could have
man?
fucking locked out.
Yeah,
Dude, that same space was down by like where the markets used to be.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Do you mind one day? It was like all the roof, or I climbed up on a roof inside and got electrocuted.
Yeah,
Do you mind that?
yeah. There was like plasterboard walls, and we'd take turns with the like claw hammer, like fucking throwing it, playing like we were Vikings, like trying to use like a fucking axe.
Mjolnir.
Yeah, so trying to target practice, you had to get the claws
Into
to
the
go into
board.
the wall. Yeah,
What the fuck was that thing we created though? We created some big mad egg, like with a luminous fucking pin.
I can't
Pin on
believe
it.
I
you
made
put him
a-
in a fucking safe
I
and
did
you
that.
got in and right.
I
Number
think that
one,
freaked
getting
me
into
out.
it's bad, but like locking the door. Did you not think, fuck,
Air?
we don't know the combination to this and won't be able to get him out?
that's why I didn't get into it.
I'm pretty
I love
sure.
how that's what you were. I was like, I'm not getting into it because of this, but I won't mention this to Gavin.
No, I'm pretty sure. Like I would
Him
have
and Tony
had the
both got into
wherewithal,
it.
like to
I
go
didn't.
right. That's how you open it.
How long, Gavin?
That's how you open
This
it.
is you and Tony back in the day. Like, no harm to you,
This
but
is when you were
yous weren't the,
The
like,
brightest.
16.
Still fucking not, dude.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like you and Tony at that age, like you
Yeah.
fucking sensible wasn't really
No.
what you were called.
This is
Either
like
of you,
20 years ago.
I know. Like
and none of us were 100% sensible. But like,
I remember you were glad to get out. You were like, it felt a lot longer than a minute.
I knew there was a very fearful fucking thing that occurred at one point, but I had actually forgotten about that whole fucking thing. So that was for GM that course
the
that
tech,
stage.
yeah.
Guys,
And then,
must have been at the tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony was in it for like 30 seconds or something, I think.
What a stupid idea it was like.
Yeah, yeah,
Fuck
really.
me, man.
I wouldn't have died, but either you. I would have.
But it's funny
explained
that the only
your
two
death.
probably got into it was me and Tony.
Yeah, I'm not getting
Not
into
at
that.
all.
Fucking
I mean,
instigated
Gavin,
that
not
shit.
at all surprised. Like it was you and Tony got into it. Like
Yeah.
you would have done a lot of dumb shit back in the day if we
I
had
did.
told you to. No,
did.
but I mean, if we had suggested for
Oh,
you to
yeah.
do stuff, you would have thought it was a good idea. Where now you're much more sensible. Like you wouldn't have.
Well, yeah.
There is video of that somewhere. Yeah.
Ah man, next
I'd
time
love to fucking find the
dude,
videos.
you need to look for that down at your ma's house. Fucking that old
What
video.
video
Those-
camera did we have back then?
You had
No
you
idea.
got it with your fucking dyslexia money.
Oh, but even before that, we have footage from the tech.
Yeah.
Like, so it's even before
I borrowed
that,
a,
there's
like,
footage.
a
Like,
camera
from-
was fucking, huge
Yeah.
camera. You had a howl up in there, like.
yeah, this is when we were watching Tom Green
Yeah.
back. Yeah, like
I guess when
before the millennium. Anyway, it was
Do
like
you mind Wee Willie's
1999.
shop? Or what was it? Remember the finger? On the bridge? The bridge? There was a shop just on the right hand side when you crossed the bridge from the bus station.
Uh-huh.
And there was a shop just as you on the right hand side.
Uh-huh.
Wee man in there, I think it was called Willie's shop or something. He had no finger.
Right.
Or he has one of his fingers cut off, and I went
Willie
in with a
shop.
camera. Like such a fucking knob end, like.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I can't mind exactly what I did, but like,
Yeah, no,
It's-
we were trying to make BMX like videos and
yeah.
stuff.
I was doing Tom Green skits, like.
Yeah,
Just like I'd
skateboarding
lie on
and
the
all that.
floor and say, "This is the new joke," just bouncing like that.
Yeah,
If you
yeah, about the town, like.
and going interviewing girls saying, "Oh, it's National Socks Fiction Day. How do you feel about that?" Because no girls always used to go down and pull their socks up all the time. I made a thing out of it. It was so stupid. If you watch Tom Green, you just make up any other shit.
because you love Tom Green, man.
Yeah,
back in
I
the
do want
day.
to be honest that we didn't have audio with the visual and the camera, we were really far away. We were like about 30 to 40 feet away. And then you see him walking up and these girls look at him like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm thinking, how are people going to know what he's saying? And yeah, you're just acting weird, just standing there, just like.
I couldn't wait to fucking just do it, like fucking.
And then you said something. You're like, "Oh fuck, they're attacking me!" And then you turn and you run away.
Oh man,
yeah, good old days.
Back in the
Good old
day.
fucking hell, like 20
Right.
years ago. Well, probably not that, like, but
It was, man. It's 20 years ago.
As you open your mouth like you're about to be raped. Yawn rip.
Oh, yawn ripped.
We'll end it there for tonight because there's enough editing for me to do.
there's 54 minutes of audio in that one.
Oh
there,
yeah, we're going to be cutting some stuff out. I think. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it
Slicing
somewhat.
There was a bit of boring shit I was
up.
torturing him about there in the
Yeah.
middle.
We need to be a bit more.
Have we ended it now, or do
Yeah.
you want to formally end it, Ryan?
Yeah,
Say
sure.
grace.
Grace.
You're
That's it
welcome,
then.
America.
That's it.
You're welcome, America.
That's it.
Yeah.